Christmas, happy holidays. In your packet today, or separate from your packet today, I've included an article from the Hastings Central Report from December 1985, so it's 31 years old. It's called "Who Speaks for the Patient with Locked-In Syndrome?" For those of you unfamiliar, the Hastings Central Report is among, if not the leading medical ethics journals in North America. And what we're going to do is we're going to answer the question of who speaks for the patient with locked-in syndrome today. That was sort of a colloquy between two authors. We're going to answer it today, and we're going to answer it with Patrick Stein, who gave us permission for us to use his name, who was the subject of our consult 1 year ago. Patrick has locked-in syndrome, as Dave said. He had a hemorrhagic brainstem stroke from an aneurysm. He currently has only this much function in 3 fingers, and he can move his eye muscles, and he can also move his eyes a little bit. That's his only movement. The consult earlier in the year was for closing his tracheostomy. His tracheostomy right now is very, very small. So that was the consult, if you remember it. But what we did was we put together a team consisting of one of the heads of technology for the Wilmette Public Schools, very bright guy. Sid Tepps, who's over there, who is the IT person, who is the Apple expert, and a couple other people who are using tangentially. That's Team Patrick. And what I'm going to do is, for the next 9 minutes and 57 seconds, I'm going to show you a video of how and where he's progressed in the last 5 to 8 months. And each vignette is about a minute long, so bear with me. I want to emphasize that the equipment we're using primarily is off-the-shelf stuff, regular man computer. The other equipment we're using does not cost that much, a couple $100, so we're coming in at a very, very low cost. Now we're starting to use more expensive equipment as we go on, but I think you'll see why. So we're going to start with, when I put this out, we're going to start with Zach, who is the assistant technology person, is developing a switch for Patrick. And a switch is essentially an interface between the patient and the computer. They use switches for ALS patients, and they use switches for some stroke patients. And they've used eye gaze. They're now using some intracranial monitoring. They're using electromyograms. But we felt that because Patrick could use this much, we might be able to create a switch. Now, this takes a while. This is a lot of trial and error. They couldn't successfully do it at the Rehab Institute. They used it as eye gaze for a while, which is what Stephen Hawking used, but there's a number of weaknesses with it, not the least of which you can't use it outside. It takes away your vision. So you're going to see, we're going to start out with Zach creating a switch, which is the interface for the computer. Once they've established that, then it becomes software issues. But all this takes a long time to do, so we're going to start.
Where you move the most, okay.
That's Zach. There's Patrick.
One of those
Right there.
exercise bands?
Yeah, I think it's the OTs use them for tying to desks and things just for using, but I figured it's good to just temporarily tighten.
You have to get a perfect fit. You have to get a reliable thing. You have to get it so that it doesn't fatigue. So this is all trial and error. It usually takes, a while to do it.
Oh, it can go sideways too, so that.
I'm going to turn your head.
That's the Mount Colleen who's at the back. And you're going to see in a minute how he communicates now.
How do, red, blue, yellow, green, gold,
There's a
blue,
chart. He communicates
red,
with his
blue,
eyes
yellow,
to Colleen.
I-J-K-L-M.
So Colleen is essentially
How
his
do
assistant
you,
technology.
M, big,
And she's not only
red,
his
blue,
assistant
yellow,
technology,
green,
but she's his predictive text.
O-P-Q-R-S-T, the,
In other words,
red,
she
blue,
will know
yellow,
after a couple of letters
I-J-K,
the word. And
how do you
predictive text
make that
becomes
K?
very important.
Red, blue,
There's the
E,
grid that
red,
they use.
blue, yellow, green, gold, U, V, W, X, Y. The keyboard, bigger,
So we made the keyboard bigger there. And once we made the keyboard bigger, and we had the switch working, he was free access the web.
We'll have to find our good spot again.
And the first thing something he accessed was Google. Okay?
So center of word, not exactly, right?
Yeah, so there now you move the mouse over, so now if you do the left click,
So that was the
then it'll
first
select.
website, and that, once we have the
That'll be
switch,
there.
essentially what the cursor will do is it'll go one way, it'll go the other way.
So this one, we just need to get the
And
blue
you got
one
the
into the
Google.
bar.
And he also sent his first email.
Alright, so remember the first one, we need it in the full line, and the other ones you get close.
He has to, Patrick has to get his switch to click there, but then
Send. You wanna confirm it's sent. We can go to the sent mail and check.
Now, his mom
Or you
wasn't around when
wanna
he did
end
that.
Gmail. Go to something
The email
else.
he ever sent to her
Alright.
was, I love you, Mom.
What do you think? You wanna pull up your Facebook page?
Patrick Capozzi sent you this email yesterday by himself. Now, Lee, and she can tell she was in the waiting room for the doctor's office, and she first heard what a
The
special
yellow,
event was today.
green, orange, U, V, W,
This is one of
red,
Patrick's
blue,
nurses,
E, F, G, H,
also
red, blue,
predictive
blue,
tech, and it's
over one,
technology.
where, W, H, E, red, blue, yellow, I, G, K, L, F, L. Overwhelming? It's overwhelming? You wanna keep going? Red, blue, red, and, A, B's, but, red, blue, yellow, green, orange, U, V, W, B, very, red, blue, yellow, blue, E, F, E, red, blue, yellow, green, orange, U, V, W, X, exciting? Overwhelming, but very exciting. Keep
Overwhelming,
going.
very exciting was his response.
Red, blue, yellow, I, do I have SIDS, information, email?
I will send that to you.
And then he and Sid start texting
Make
each
sure
other.
they put it in right now. I know you texted me over the weekend, somehow. I'll give you my information too. Perfect.
Wait for this to
Now, here are some of the other websites we could get. We thought we would do a personal plug for the institute.
Netflix, Amazon,
But you go Netflix, Amazon,
Home Row, Finder,
and see where to go.
Launchpad, Safari, Home Row,
Okay, so now that you're in Safari, it's not Netflix.
Toolbar,
It'll scan
Show
through.
Favorites, GS Bank, NorthShore Connect.
There you go. Got the North Shore Connect time.
Find out those lab
The
values.
next thing that he was learning was learning to type. And it's an iterative process, it takes a while.
F,
It depends on how much neurologic function you have.
G,
Again, he's doing it all with the cursor.
Mouse,
Alright, so
He's
select,
much faster by the way he's talking, because he's talking, it's losing function. It's
scan,
possible Patrick may be
size and rotate,
select.
but you'll see that he'll get faster and
How about
faster.
go,
letters, mouse, up,
And he's gonna,
sides,
he's gonna cut and paste here.
circle, clicking, left click,
You can hear the order. from
alright, so
the
now
computer.
try to paste, and it should paste.
Home Row, letters, mouse, scrolling, other options, new tab, back, copy, paste.
There you go.
That's
Then you
what
have a copy and paste.
Aha, that's, so
This little
Patrick sends you an
segment-
email with
That's a
attachments.
document the
So once
day
you show it to both
that
of
he
them,
became more
then
proficient
see it.
at the computer and
I have to show
technology
you how to
than
open
me.
it on your phone.
Okay, he can do way more stuff
I
than
can
me,
tell you.
this was the day he did it. He sent me an email with an attachment. And, you can tell, I need some help, I'm fumbling around there, desultory fashion.
That's why for you, from.
That's
see
the
if
day
you-
he became,
And the
he has
attachments.
to be on the technology.
In Word
It's all
or
the- he
Pages,
absolutely got it
whichever.
right.
Starting scan.
This is, once he was able to type, he was able to use emojis, and he was able to cut images out of the computer, put them into text. And when he begins to do homework, he can use these images as part of his homework. Okay, so he's got a Word document, Yes, select an image.
Keys. Group 3. Traverse file. Screenshot. Options of home. Home route. Letters. Starting scan. Group 1. Numbers. Edit row 1. Row 2. Enter.
Bingo.
So awesome.
Try to divide it by a number.
Group 1.
You do math problems
Group 2.
now.
Group
You
3.
do calculus.
Group 4. Divide.
So
Divided
he's
by.
dividing,
Group 1.
14 divided by 7 there.
Group
The
0.
interesting thing is he has progressed to the point where we have surpassed Apple's capability because he's doing more technical stuff with the math. And Apple's programs for higher math are not as good. So we have somebody in North Dakota, one of the top people in the country from Apple, who's working on refining their math programs. This is simple math, but
Right.
he's doing more complicated math. He's voice activating here. In other words, you type
Starting
something
scan up.
with the right
Sides.
command,
Down.
it will talk.
Circle. Clicking. Left click. Hi everyone.
Now, this was one of our milestone moments. This was in September at West Park on Lake Avenue, Wilmette. The first annual volleyball game for disabled children. All sorts of disabilities.
And I have to tell you, as big as a moment it is for you players, it's even a bigger moment for our guest speaker, Patrick Stein. Patrick, please come to the round.
Patrick is doing.
I had the honor of meeting Patrick Stein in February with the help of Dr. Corey Franklin and the head of assistive technology, Zach Sunderman, in Wilmette.
Clicking. Left click. Hi everyone, and welcome to West Park in Wilmette and the first annual Wilmette Buddy baseball season opener. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining and there is not a cloud in the sky. My name is Patrick Stein and here is my dog, Cash. I want to invite all of you to our annual triathlon next week at Gilson Park. You can swim a little, bike a little, and run or walk a little. But today is for baseball, so all of you players can show everyone what you can do. Go out there, try your best, and have fun. Now, let's play ball.
Big hand for Patrick, please.
And where he is now, he has deactivated that control thing, left scan, right scan. So he deactivated the sound because he doesn't need it anymore. What he did is he activated Spotify, which is the music thing. And like all good millennials, he is now doing his homework with Spotify on. Okay, he's listening to music while he has Spotify. He's currently getting a Twitter account. He's establishing a Twitter account. They tell me he's day trading a little. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to know the details of that. I'm not sure, and Holly want to know the details of that. But he can access virtually anything on the web. And we're in contact with Arizona State. Arizona State has a good assistive technology department, and they take care of a lot of disabled people, although he's more disabled than anyone they've ever taken care of. But the campus in Tempe is a good campus for disabled, so we're going to start discussion with them. Our goal is to make Patrick the first patient with lock-in syndrome in North America to graduate college. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but I think we can, and that's our goal. You can see how fast he's come, how far, and how fast he's come since our ethics consult. And there's a number of other things we're working on. We have more people in Team Patrick. We have some engineers. We have some people who are high-level Apple. We have a couple of people at the universities who are, putting in their 2 cents. So there's a lot of input to Team Patrick. The primary people are Zach and Sid, but you can see the benefits that that's given Patrick in less than a year. So I think we've answered the question from the Hastings Center report. Who's for your forbearance. These comments ran using desultory observations.
Should the name of the syndrome be changed? Because it doesn't really apply anymore?
That's an excellent question. The syndrome was named by Dr. Fred Plum, who was one of the top neurologists of the 20th century from Cornell, and he died a couple years back. But that is an excellent question, whether the name is that. There's one patient from South Africa named Martin Pistorius, who was literally, they didn't know whether he even knew what was going on for 10 years. He was a little younger than Patrick when he acquired it. He acquired it from an infection. When he was 23, they figured out he understood what was going on. They had a very, very good assistive technology program. He has graduated from college. He gives a TED Talk, which is a wonderful TED Talk. And he actually has a job and has gotten married with Lockman syndrome. He has a little more function than Patrick does, but it shows what the patient is capable of with the right assistive technology. So, I don't know, and anybody who wants a copy of the video, I can send it to you. If you want, the video that I just showed you. We're preparing a more high-tech video for the people at Apple, and I'll probably be doing grand rounds on this at university hospitals, Cleveland in the wintertime, and at Geisinger sometime in the spring.
Is this the same Lockman syndrome as the diving bell and the butterfly?
Yes, yes.
And wasn't there also a movie with Robert De Niro? And,
Awakenings.
Awakening, but that's different.
Yeah, that's different. Actually, the first mention of Lockman syndrome was from Dumas in the Count of Monte Cristo, which is mentioned, by the way, in this article here. I think we have it somewhere in the article. Yeah, if you look, Two Solitary Sparks, 1845, Alexander Dumas, the Count of Monte Cristo, describes it, but the diving bell and the butterfly, and a couple of other things. Yes?
Is this video available for general use without going through a permission process?
Yes, it's on YouTube now.
Because I can think of a number of uses that we could make of it here within the organization.
Okay, why don't you, I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Great, thank
Okay,
you.
great.
You said that you may have increasing strengths or improvements. Is there the particular muscle groups that are showing
Nick,
promise?
is he moving the right arm a little more than he was a year ago?
Yeah, I think that, it's a function of use and hopefully a return of some of the muscle memory, but for sure, he's improved, as a function of the challenge to try and use the switch and everything. There's definitely been some improvement there. I think there's also, we were talking about, I don't know if Corey really touched on it, but his opportunities would greatly increase if we could find a second switch. So part of it is, either something with his head or whatever. He's got some limited movement with his head as well that we're hoping to tap into. And like Corey very briefly touched on, is that so many more opportunities. I mean, there's his power wheelchair and all this other stuff to try and get, so.
For a second switch, we're gonna be looking at it this month, a myoneural switch, which all things is just myoneural impulses from an arm. He doesn't have to move the arm. But again, a lot of this is catch as can.
You should do something with that smile, because that smile is just.
For those of you who weren't at the console, there wasn't a hint of laughter in the man. So when I saw him laugh, I started tearing up.
I just wanted to, I'm Patrick's mom. Corey and I celebrated our 1-year anniversary of meeting each other yesterday. Never thought we'd become such good friends and him to be involved. It was one of the most stressful meetings I've ever encountered in the 6 years of Patrick Stein being sick. That morning I dropped him off at Illinois Bone and Joint for surgery, showed up at the ICU to take my son, who scheduled the ethics meeting. I met Corey. I walked in. There was this intimidating table of physicians and scholars, and it was so awful. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I'm sorry, but what came out of it was my son asked for his cell phone number. And I remember him calling me home from work, and he was outside, and I thought, what is he doing here? And his involvement with Patrick, one of the things I noticed about you, Corey, in that meeting was you didn't care about anything but him. And you still, to this day, your focus on the patient was unbelievable. What you have done with him in the last year is what RIC and University of Illinois could not do in 6 years, and I thought RIC was the top in the world. I consider these three people the top in the world. His assisted technology, when it began, started at $25,000 for a Dynavox, which to us is now so dated. With an Apple computer he already had and a switch. So we hope to help the other families who are involved, probably with the about 500 sickest medically complex children in the state of Illinois. We formed a group. A lot of them don't have the support we have, but in due time, I hope that we could help other families. So thank you very much.
Your check is in the mail, by the way. It's not me, it's the team. Sid and Zach and the other people, it's the team that really did it, so.
And how much was the switch? I mean, it is unbelievable what they've done.
Yeah, it's off-the-shelf stuff. This is not, you're not talking about a smart here. You're talking about, some of the switches now are $50. And we may be using a little more sophisticated stuff, but we're not talking owners' money here.
So thank you very much. And what could be the worst, most challenging meeting in your life could also lead to something very good, and that's what it did. So thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing your experiences and feedback about the Ethics Council.